No, I don't want to talk about it. Yes, my phone is still charging. These are the times we live in. It's simply just how it goes. I should make a phone command. At this point, it's just kind of a thing that I should do. Well, the show must go on. Even if the show currently isn't going on, because the show is effectively an intermission, and I get to watch this somewhat scuffed version of captured animation that I use for a showing that I'm not currently in my model, but that it does exist and is, you know, not awkwardly sitting there like a doll, I guess? Weird animated doll, which is kind of what it is anyway, actually, come to think of it, so never mind. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Yeah, well, about that. Yeah, make sure to switch to live chat, by the way. It should also be a command. Actually, that is a command. Isn't it? I can check. I have nothing else to do right now but check. So might as well go to Nightbot. And then commands. See, it's funny because it says Alto is the top chatter. Well, it says Alto 4560 is top chatter. But it always puts them a second whenever anyone else shows up. It's like it wants... That sounds like something they do, actually. It's like, yeah, keep it. Keep the roll. Do it. What? No more at all? In PNG. You don't have a phone command. Oh, that's awkward. Speaking of phones, it's at 80% charge. I might just have to send it with that. By might, I mean I'm going to, and this is going to be a shorter stream anyway, so, you know, it'll be fine. If anything, it keeps me from going longer than I should. But hey, how long could it take to go through Samus's lore anyway, right? It's not like I'm gonna stall for like an hour and a half or anything. No, I have ADHD. I'm gonna jump basically right into it. Unless someone joins and starts chatting and I get distracted. And then things take a turn. Okay, then things become slightly less linear. But if there's no one there to distract me, aka chat with, then I have nothing else to do but go through on the main event, if you will. Should I bother with this? New command. Phone. I actually don't have how to put if I'm asleep. Quotation marks, obviously. Probably charging. I would put Sumi. But I don't want to tempt fate. deal with it? Deal with it like I do. What the hell did I put 2 L's? I did put 2 L's. Okay. If I am asleep, then my phone is probably charging. Cool down. Okay. Okay, there we go. Well, yeah, Ubisoft. Yeah, cool. I can't see why you guys are unpopular. Smile. Don't make it easy or anything. Smile. I should probably close that to save on power. Open that up. Well, like that way, right? Yeah. Okay. Wow. Look, I exist. I'm real. I move. I didn't grab my water. Okay. It's fine. I'll be right back. Again. And by again, I mean, whatever. Alright. I return. So, since I have nothing else to do, quick rundown of the plan for today. I did put this on, like... Yeah, it's on public. Okay. Just checking. Because I did that before. I don't know why it defaults to private. I know I defaults to private. Because screw you, YouTube. I'm not underage. You know, I know you know this. You just don't want to admit that that's the case. Because you want all my information. You're not getting it. Or pay me. And then I guess, you know, that's a reason. Lurking-ish. Oh my god, it's my #1 chatter. And moderator, kind of technically. Hi, Alto. Who's working still? That's fine. I guess I can guess what you voted then. Oh, just working for a bit. Maybe not. Ooh, well, I have you a quick question, since I'm getting distracted from what I was going to do anyway. Have you ever played the 2010, I'm pretty sure you haven't, but the 2010 Medal of Honor? Hmm? Why is my mouth doing weird things? Don't know. Nope. Cool. That may show up at some point. Then just cause. I'm feeling nostalgic, okay? Like it's just, you know, I'm feeling nostalgic. This could be Joker's fault. You'll never know. You'll never know. Just could be. There's no other reason for me to bring it up other than to just say that it could be. This isn't an answer. It's just a airing of a possibility that might be true. Could be. Probably is. But I need to test that. Maybe Monday. I have not played through that in a long time. There's also the slight concern about music and it being copyrighted. That could be interesting. The era of PS, Xbox shooter games. Shooters. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would have probably gotten what you were talking about. I think we can put that one into autism. I think that's more autism than ADHD category. Yeah, no, there's a lot of crossover. There's a lot of crossover. And I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but here's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. There we go. But today, money from the vote on stage fun. Game money for votes. Yeah. Yeah. Which doesn't work in this case. So we'll see. I think it'll be fine mostly. The only thing that I don't know for sure wouldn't be fine is they use a Linkin Park song at the very, very end. Thankfully, that like the end of, not the credits, but like they have a little roll thing at the end, you'll see. And if not, I'll just watch the important parts on YouTube in a video or something. I don't know. That'll be the React content. Yeah. There's an idea. Go through and watch all of the random emotional moments from early 2000s gaming. It's not the worst idea I've ever had. And it kind of fits with the whole new direction thing, I guess. Oh, hey, base. You slipped in there between Alto's messages? 90% I wouldn't watch a VOD. Yeah, just your commentary? I wouldn't watch that. I also don't watch VODs that have no commentary, just gameplay, because it's just boring. Would be cheese to meet someone. I never said a gamers won't meet somebody because they don't leave their homes, baseline. Okay? We know this is true. It's just reality. There will be no home. Meeting. Person meeting? Person meeting. No home leaving. It's a simple reality. This is the world we find ourselves in. Yum. Why is at Casey Rosa translated? And then when I hover over it, it shows just what it was instead of the translator. Really? Hide user on this channel. That's an option. You don't have to leave to meet people. Thank you. I want you to know that's not even adding me, because that's not the name of this channel. You're adding my main channel on the streaming channel. Just so you know. To be clear, that's what's happening. I may choose to meet you. You haven't met your back, per se, but meet. Cheesed. Isn't cheese usually like angry? Gets used like cheesed off? No? Because like not at the moment in that case. But if you're just being a silly goofy goober and you mean pleased, and then sure, yeah. But we've met before. Online, as you so poignantly pointed out. What do you even mean? What bit? Well, I'm waiting. Expound upon it. Being cheesed to meet someone is being happy to meet them. I don't think that's true. Just saying. I'm pretty sure that's not true. Well, they'll usually be like cheese off. Cheese is slang for being extremely mad, annoyed, or frustrated. Often used as cheesed off in British English, or simply cheesed in Toronto MTE slang. It implies being fed up or disgruntled. Synonyms include angry, furious, annoyed, aggravated, and fed up, with some context indicating it means being quite annoyed. Are you gonna argue with not only the AI overview, Google, but Wiktionary, which I have never heard of before. Also dictionary.com. Also Oxford English Dictionary. Less so Urban Dictionary, but you know, it's there. Toronto isn't real. The UK is. What does that even mean? What do you mean household from Pokemon? That doesn't mean anything to me. That means literally nothing to me. Other than the Pokemon part, which I get. Also nice, you get the little thingy over the E. Very based. I don't know what... Sure, why not? Geez to meet you. We go both meetings, honestly. Well, not quite. Please, no, that's no. No. Sorry, the internet has spoken. The Fuki has been updated. Oh god. What does that even mean? It's a level 1 pun? It's an incorrect pun. There's no level 1 to it, it's just incorrect. Factually. Literally, the Oxford Dictionary says that you're wrong. Oh, my god. Fine. We'll jump into this section a little earlier. I need to move this. I will now be over here. Agreeing with Toronto. I have no issue with Toronto, okay? Just saying. I have no qualms over agreeing with or acknowledging the existence of Toronto. To be clear. There you go. It's right there. Left behind, buddy. Yeah, well, this is still... I've never lived in Toronto. I've been through Toronto. And they have a hockey team, which, I mean, bumps them up in my books. Don't ask how their team does. It's not important. It doesn't have a history. Anyway, fossilized fox, not even remotely. Not even remote. I mean, technically immortal. Okay, if we want to get like technical, just saying. But don't you start, Panda. I'm going to be... This is going to become a thing, isn't it? It's going to become a thing. No, do not speak thine shit. It is incorrect. It is... rat propaganda, literally. It's literally rat propaganda. Okay? It's right here. Can we go back to the husky bit? I liked the husky bit more. I can't believe I know, I did like the husky bit more. Okay. See, if you want to see a fossil, that there is a fossil. Referencing a fax machine in 2026. That's ancient. I didn't do that. Google, what part of sheesh you removed an E? I'm so proud of you, Google. Good job. Also, hi Panda. I'm single-handedly making this. No. I know what one is. You can know what one is without like referencing it randomly in a conversation, like it's common knowledge. I didn't do that. FF. I've been reduced to a game term. I've been reduced to game terminology. That's my reality now. Okay. Got it. I am not the one making it a thing. Reality is making it a thing. No, no. Fabulous Fox. I'll take Fabulous Fox though. That works. FF. Yeah, no. That, yeah. No. If you reverse those two, Alto, then we're fine. But if you keep them in that order, I'm going to have to do something about it. I don't know what, but something. Something you probably won't enjoy. I will. I'll enjoy it a lot. But you won't, probably. Yeah. Don't start with you. Me not start with you. Really. That's what we're gonna go with this? That's the direction we're gonna take this? is a filthy home-wrecking rat. What? In what? No. I refuse to believe in a world where Remy wait, no. Okay, no, Remy like oh wait, okay. See, this is what happens when you randomly nickname things incorrectly. You mean Remy like from the movie, not like Rem Deadlock who you call Remy. Just to clear that up. Base, you don't have an opinion in this. Shush. Can you opinion if your parents imagine your parents were gonna adopt you a sibling and they adopt a rat? I don't know, Base, how's that working for you? I figure you're the one of the most experienced, but oh no, you have an opinion, it just doesn't matter because you're biased. Is what it is. But the chef, okay, the chef, no, that's fine. I'm okay with that then. That's fine. You just don't have the aura, I guess. I don't know. Skill issue. Skill issue. Alto's a cool rat sometimes? Thanks, slime. I feel lost, but okay. That's fine. I'm still right, but yeah, no. Fine. Why is it going up over time? I guess I don't live in Toronto, so I wouldn't know, but there's like a weird bump. You know, the 1940s. And then right before 2019. What is going on? YouTube stream's been a thing for a while and you're just uninformed? Yeah. I guess that technically didn't say anything informative-wise, except for changing the link? Whoops. You see, in my brain that made sense is like enough. I thought I said some. I think I said no. I put a post on YouTube. I think on this channel, maybe. That could be it. I would pick up the dramatic fan base. That would happen. Of course it would. Anyway, I'd actually go ballistic if I what? What do you mean? First, you like threaten acts of violence against the Discord just because they're not on the West Coast, and now this. Like, I don't know. Do I even know you? Live at home and not receiving my parents' love. We know you're not getting. We know we don't love you like you should, and you're getting bullied at school and have no friends. Here's a rat. I mean, it's a talking rat. First off, that's an important fact. Alright. Also, yes, I realize now that you're quoting the plot of Stuart Little. Okay, I get it. Look, look. Well, I thought we're still in the like Alto being a rat bit. So, yes, I did just get that. Yeah, he drives a Porsche 911, has a bird girlfriend, is better at you when it comes to everything. Sport and activity. Like, that's just a skill issue. I don't know. Get better. Get motivated, nerd. Mm. Sure, you're a young child. You haven't learned that life lesson. It's time to learn. I don't know. I don't know what else you wanted me to say. You gotta figure it out sometime. You're taking this very personally, Alto. Is there something you want to share with the class? Green chat? Or the chat? You know what I meant. You can't have a rat-based adventures and fly a plane with bird girlfriend unlicensed? Well, no, I mean, you have to get a pilot's license. That's just sensible. Why would you do it without a pilot license? Bullying? We're not bullying Alta. We're merely trying to ascertain, you know, why he's being so... the word. Behaving irregularly today, I guess. I'm just worried, is all. I'm just worried. You just thought about it a lot as a kid. But why is that? Have you thought about why that is that you thought of that? Because, I mean, like, to figure out things that are bugging you, which, I mean, if you're thinking about that a lot, it would be, then, you know, the only way to solve the problem you're having is to, like, think about it and technically talk it with someone, but... An empath? It's funny you mention that, because it's kind of the opposite a lot of the time. But anyway. You're just an empath and feel for the boy? Next it out. It sounds a little personal. You don't remember his name, you just remember his stupid brother. I'm just saying, it feels like you're projecting a little bit onto him and taking in too much hate of Stuart Little, who's, first off, actually a mouse. Okay, just to be clear, he's a mouse. He's not even a rat. And second, I don't remember that much about the movie, to be honest, but, you know. Why does my phone get notifications from Discord when I'm in streamer mode? I don't need to hear about your cheese. Just saying, base. It's kind of personal. You know how sad that is? They keep playing the kid from the Disney vampire movie. What Disney vampire movie? There's a Disney vampire movie? What? His dad was a rat? Mom, mouse cocked to the dad with a rat. What? I don't know if I can believe you. We're getting sidetracked. And now I feel like I have to like do this without that showing. Get flashbanged, nerd. His name was George. Georgie. George Little. Bumblecast, blah 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 blah. Michael J. Fox. Of course it was. Sony Pictures releasing its Columbia Pictures label. The film received generally positive reviews and became box office success, grossing over $300 billion worldwide. High inflation, but also lost to The Matrix. Damn, what a surprise! It also started a franchise. And okay, I know there was a second movie, Stuart Little 2. I didn't know there was a television series. And I don't think I ever saw Stuart Little 3. Which is, for some reason, looking more animated and creepier. We're going too deep. There is no such thing as too deep. There's no such thing. It was an animated one no one saw it. That explains it. In Manhattan, Frederick and Eleanor Little visit an orphanage to adopt a new brother for their son George. Instead, they adopt an anthropomorphic mouse. Mouse. Okay. Mouse. Respect to the rodent name. Mouse. Uniform the song. Not bad. George refuses to acknowledge him as his brother, and the family cat Snowbell is disgusted to be a new pet to a mouse. That's fair. No, that's valid. I'm with the cat. Like, that's kind of insulting. Look, if you're gonna say it's bad, at least realize and be honest about how bad it is, not just, misconstrue things. He's a mouse, not a rat. Yeah. The cat named Snowball. Exactly. I remember George doing the second movie was playing FIFA on the PS2 with his friend. What? Really? Yeah, the cat named Snowball was white. What a surprise. Okay, moving on. Family, a mouse couple, Reggie and Camille Stout, arrived and claimed to be Stuart's biological parents who were forced to by poverty to give him up. And this house 3 days later, the head of orphanage comes, check on things when Stuart's real parents came back to come away from Stuart's real parents had died several years earlier. I kind of forgot that was the plot of this movie. Smokey settles on assassinating Stuart. Clerk. Relax, Bates. A young anthropomorphic white mouse. White mouse. Yeah, that's because they're not actually related. Reginald Stout and Camille Stout are not actually... I mean, actually, it kind of checks out that they're rats, or at least half rat. Yeah, so there you go. He's not a rat, he's a mouse, and I don't care about anything beyond that. None of it matters. Because I'm not getting into an argument over Stuart Little and spending the next 3 hours talking about that. I'm glad we had this chat. You learned something today. Did you need to learn it? No, you didn't, but you learned it. Stay tuned for more. The more being Samus Aran. Yeah. otherwise known as the actual thing we are going to talk about today. No, he's not half rat. He's just a mouse. You're confusing his fake parents who said they were his parents but lied with his actual parents. He's too small to be a half rat anyway. Like, come on, let's be real. He's puny. Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat. It's not that hard. Toy boat is not the most difficult word in the world to say. First move. Make it count. But yeah, that was in the first movie. Also, apparently, Wikitrade contains Metroid Prime 4 Beyond spoilers, whatever the hell that is. That one I'm not doing, because I know I will stumble. This is what I do, this is what my brain does. I can talk fast, but I don't usually talk that quickly because I tend to just blur everything together, and I'm technically saying it, but you probably can't hear it anyway. Technically, you're making fun of disabilities, just saying, but you know. Imagine not saying Irish wristwatch? Yeah, it's because I'm not going to. I know what that turns into, I think, and I'm not going there. You can't bait me. I see it. Try harder. Do better. And then maybe. And I did say it once, so there. Cry about it. Anyway. Samus Aran. Wouldn't he be your belligerent bigot? He's related to you. I'm just saying. Like, if anything, he's your belligerent bigot. I'm a new associate, okay? Like, we've barely talked at all. It's like, I couldn't really claim any ownership of any bigot, nor would I claim ownership of a bigot, which, I mean, might be a bit of an idiot sometimes, but, you know, who isn't? Smile. Although, smile. Well, I mean, probably not. Yeah, I think I'm good base, but appreciate the thought, I guess. And then are you gonna draw? Yes, base, we get it. No third K, obviously. Everyone knows that one by this point. It's old hat. But have fun. Because I apparently excel at just drawing poop, I can... What you drawing? Anything interesting? No base. Not that I'm bad at, like, letting conversations die or anything, but I'm curious. You're not gone already. Why is eyes being translated? It's just eyes still, Google. What did you even... Why is... What was the point? What was the point? What was the point of putting the little translation symbol next to eyes? It's just eyes. It's... And the puppies are getting mad. They're barking. They tend to do that just a little bit. Tell you what, they don't stop doing that when they get larger either. They continue barking. There's... Trying to draw an illustration of Starwolf from Star Vale. I don't know who that is. I think Mr. Fox, kind of, only because of Smash Brothers, I think. Not Starwolf though. Unless that's like a different iteration of Silver Wolf, and you're talking about Honkai Star Rail, in which case I know who that is. Gotcha game. So it is. Is it the new version that they're releasing, I think, soon? Or is it one that they already released? Silver? Okay, so Silver Wolf, yeah, she's cute. Gremlin. Kind of annoying, but that's... I like her. Because I don't have to deal with her. If I had to deal with her... Poor Kafka. Poor Kafka. New version just came out. Nice. I don't think I've seen it. I just saw the trailer. To be fair, I haven't touched Star Rail in forever, so, you know. Probably makes sense. Anyway, back to the number 3 chatter. If I pick them up, they yell and cry. If they are all bark, no bite. They're literally puppies. Or if it is crushing your soul, but it's fine. What do you mean by that? Not silver wooled. Where do I find a picture of this? Contract 0. Yeah, what is... $5/13. 2026. I'm guessing it's that. What? Or not? It's just gonna take me back to that, isn't it? Oh. Intéressant. Actually, number 3 chapter. But it is rude. Then look here. At what? And yeah, it was intended to be rude. He deserves it. He knows. He knows. Last one he picked up was the biggest baby. Actually, my teacher's just crying. Oh no. That's literally what my husky does. It's like, you start picking her up, and then she just acts like she's dying. Huskies are very dramatic, apparently. I say apparently, that's like the one thing that everyone knows about huskies, is they're very dramatic. No, Weeb's not here, I'm fine, I'm safe. Send you the stuff so far. Ooh. What about you? Don't worry about it, Alto, it's fine. Oh, that's what the new one looks like. Well, like a dragon tail, arguably, but yeah. I wish you the best of luck, because it is a lot of... Oh boy. It's a lot of detail. This is a very busy outfit. I like it, especially color-wise. Ooh, I love the color palette. Oh, that's kind of Koseki Bijou. No, Bijou's more purple. Bijou's more purple. I'm crying for mom who doesn't care. I'm going to golf. That was probably that. My bad. Nice. I'm literally still trying to rough through all the details. Yeah. Yep. Gonna be a thing. That's gonna be a thing. Oh, for sure that's gonna be a thing. Oh, no more chatter. Let's see. Have fun golfing. But you won't stream because, you know. I don't know. Just don't believe in yourself, I guess. Well, the streaming... I don't know. Aero streams. Somewhat difficult. Tricky even. Demanding. Technologically. I'll stick to being a VTuber. Much easier. Also, I like that it didn't even try and translate what Alto said. It's just accepting LMFQ as what you said. It's fine with that. It's pretty happy with it. Or are you just confused it? One of the two. Escape to the Great Outdoors System Park. Here he goes again. Just creating chaos everywhere he goes. Oh, that Alto. That Alto. Anyway. We were here for a reason. And that is to look at Samus Aran. Kill me. Well, I guess I'm redoing that. Thankfully, I just have to retype it. As in, I remove that for... Ooh. Well, I can... technically edit this now. What in the hell? Anyway, that's fine. It's fine. Don't look at the thumbnail. It's okay. Everything is fine. No, I didn't break anything. I maybe misspelled something, but I didn't break anything. In the vast universe, the history of humanity is but a flash of light from a lone star. The light of a single person should be lost in space and time. But among the stars, there is one light that burns brighter than all others. Whatever. That is Samus Aran. Her battles extend beyond her life and etch themselves into history. Metroid Prime intro. I don't think I... Or is that the one that I played? That might have been the one that I played. That's a lot of aliases. Finally inside. Oh my god. It's huge. Daughter of Rodney Aran? Aran? Aran. Prime is the FPS. It's probably the one that I played. I didn't even play all of it, I don't think. I was at a friend's house. In Virginia Aran. I'm gonna get that wrong the entire time. Aran? Aran. Aran. Yeah, that's not what I would have got from that. Thank you. Oh boy. We're off to a great start. Whatever, Rodney Aran and Virginia Aran. You could have just put Rodney and Virginia Aran, saved some space, but whatever. She lost her parents during a space pirate raid on her home of K2L. A lovely name. Really. I mean, that should be fine actually, that can't peak. It's just loud. Aaron? Well, it's apparently Aaron, which is close to Aaron, but not Aaron. But sounds like Aaron because English is a fun and incredible language that definitely doesn't lead to confusion with anything. Nope. No. Keep you. Oh boy. Mysterious Samus was adopted by the mysterious Chozo and taken to Zebis. You're gonna say it's Zebes, which technically probably would be. She was infused with her DNA and raised to become a warrior. Once she reached adulthood, Samus joined the Federation Police and served under the commanding officer, Adam Malkovich. Much easier to say. Though she ultimately left to become a bounty hunter, she was nonetheless hired by the Galactic Federation on many occasions. Huh. Equipped with her cybernetic power suit, of which I could not find any better images. And I don't exactly have an artist on hire to make stuff, so you know. Why would it... Why toe? Why toe, Google? Zeb... Yes? Zebes. Zebes, but it changed it to Tobets for whatever reason. I don't know why. It just did. Anyway, equipped with her cybernetic power suit, Samus has become famous for accomplishing missions previously thought impossible. It's good because otherwise she wouldn't really be a main character, she'd just be a side character, but whatever. Her most renowned achievements are the destruction of the space pirate base on Zebes. Preemptive save. See you. Her role in ending the galactic... God. Can you just use Japanese like everyone else does? I could at least pronounce that. I don't know many words, but I could know that. Kazan Crisis, her repeated extermination of the Metroid species. What do you mean repeated? How do you repeatedly exterminate something? And her disobedience of orders at the Biologic Space Laboratories Research Station, where she chose to destroy the deadly X-parasites rather than turn them over to the Galactic Federation. Having received an infusion of Metroid DNA to save her from an X-infection, Samus is now the last Metroid in the galaxy. I see. You'll never guess where she's based on. Ellen Ripley from Alien. Oh my god, no way! That's insane! It's crazy. There's no crossover. Like being injected with alien DNA. Samus broke ground, well, technically twice. Samus broke ground early in the gaming world when she debuted in 1986 game Metroid. Originally, players were under the impression that that's not really Samus lore, but it's game series lore. Samus was a male. As the instruction manual in both Japanese and English used male pronouns for her. That explains a lot. Manipulated in under 5 hours. Failed her to be a young woman. Gold. Her suit through most of the Metroid series, she traditionally was at the end of most games, often as a result of satisfying certain conditions such as completing the game quickly, or the high percentage of the game's items collected, or both. Damn, a reason for a completionist run? Samus has like 5 species of alien DNA. Always the overachiever in that one. Well, hey, you know, if you're gonna do something, don't do it by halves, right? So, like, I mean, might as well just add more alien species. What's the worst that could happen? 20% human. That's an assumption that all of the portions of DNA are equal, which is not a guarantee. It could be like 5 to 10% each, or less. So she's anywhere from like 80% human to 50 or lower percent. But realistically, it's probably like 40 to 50% human. Just on the basis of not having crumbled into genetic slop at this point. No. Also Gooners. It was all the Gooners that did it. Don't lie. I know you. I know what you are, Internet. Oh boy. That's a lot of things. Samus threatening Mother Brain after she killed the baby. Baby Brain. I see there was a naming scheme there. Samus was born in the Earth colony. Yeah, we went over that. K2L, and after Sastashin was raised in the Zebes. Zebes. By the Choso. It's just Choso, but I want to say Choso. It's fun. Evidence has never been seen in the games, but is depicted in comics and manga. Naturally. The fiction is second office of Trentes. Trentes? Is it? Organization mentioned in Japanese Nintendo. No? Why are you like this? Why did you just die, VTube Studio? Whatever. Fixed. Although now I'm gonna have to change that to that, back to this, and then over to that, and then to that. Alright. We're back. Me and my fat Johnson. Didn't know you had kid space. Congratulations. Daily. Well, that's just a bit much, isn't it? Like, you gotta help lift them up too. You're responsible for them. You gotta take responsibility. Like Campbell's chicken noodle soup. You know. Responsibilities. I don't even know if that's the actual quote, but there you go. With the death of the planet fades. Fuzz? Samus Aran's arduous fight against Phazon had ended. However, in the vast regions of space, the victory is just a twinkle of a star, spreading the light of hope through the darkness. Yeah, through, not throughout, through. Aurora Unit 242 during the credits of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Don't congratulate you, your son sucks. Well, that's on you. Skill issue. Parent better. Alright, on back to Samus. In actuality, Samus's personality has rarely been explored in depth within the context of the games, a conscious decision by Nintendo to help the player insert themselves as the in-game character. Classic. Classic. However, Metroid Fusion, Prime 3 Corruption, and Metroid Other M are perhaps the most notable games in the series to give insight into Samus' personality, as well as other media formats such as comics and manga. Samus' feelings are often expressed through her eyes, as seen here in Metroid Dread, where she glares at robot Chozo soldier that has killed a quiet rogue. Blame his mother's genes. Always with the blaming. You know, it's at least half your fault. Just saying. But like, the average great Nintendo franchise that's stuck behind a single console and stupid expensive for legit copies, which is why you sail the seas. Why does it keep trying to translate emote? A picture's worth 1,000 words, Google. You can't translate that. Although I would have laughed if it just put pirate flag or pirate. That would have been pretty funny. It would have been a good bit, Google. Would have been a good bit. Just saying. I guess suited heroes or protagonists are just all stoic. Huh? Is that it? Because you have Master Chief, you have Samus. Is there anyone else? I don't know. I don't have anyone. But I'm sure that if there was, they would also be an individual, a few words. Commander Shepard? Doom Guy, yes. Okay, Doom Guy, yes. Commander Shepard, no. You didn't even play the series if you said Commander Shepard. Shame on you. Also play Mass Effect. It's worth it. It's maybe not Andromeda. Just thinking suited fellas. But yeah, no, Shepard is very vocal because you literally choose dialogue. Speaking of, wait, why? Yeah, that's Samus is a hero in a few words and a fearsome warrior. Yeah. Just think back on it. Just reverse brain. What do you mean apart? What do you mean apart from? Cease. Cease. Desist. This. I'll do it again. She remains quite humble and solemn despite her great accomplishments, and has devoted her life to maintaining peace in the galaxy. Her main enemies are space pirates, especially Ridley. Interesting. Who was personally responsible for the death of her mother. Despite her tragic origins, Samus has been shown to have unparalleled willpower and resourcefulness. Succeeding where thousands failed and stopping at nothing to save the galaxy from any threat that may arise. Such as Samus's determination that she was even willing to sacrifice herself to prevent the spread of the body-snatching X-parasites. Samus Aran? Who the hell is Samus Aran? What do you mean? Is rough. Would it? Oh, it did not like me doing that. You misspelled all of the names. Is Chief not E second? Doomfella's fair. Mr. Chief is just like whatever, it's a play on it. And then, but Samus Aran is like nowhere near. Because it's Aran. That's nowhere near iron. No. Also find the new bit base. Like Mr. Chief, Master Chief. It's just like saying Mr. Chief. That's pretty similar. Doomfella. Fella's literally just like a synonym for guy. It's used in the same way. It's just more whimsical. Samus Aran doesn't work. That's not even similar. Anyway. Although Samus works for the betterment of the galaxy and frequently collaborates with the Galactic Federation, she's a lone wolf at heart. Should have been a fox, but whatever. Only accepting the orders due to their common goals and bounties. It's always money. It's always money. It's the metal suit. Yeah, but it's not iron. It's a degree of separation too far. Okay, like just... It is what it is. Now if he said Iron Lady, I'd have been like, haha. Whatever. Because like then it's not... It's a degree less separation. Instead of like you're saying Samus Iron to like Iron Man to haha, get it because it's like iron because it's metal. Instead of being like Iron Man, but it's like there and it draws the connection sooner. So it's just a better bit. Mimosa? Why a mimosa? What does a mimosa have? What is a drink of the alcoholic? If you get alcohol, and it could be technically you could get a virgin mimosa. It have to do with anything. Actually, can you? Isn't that just orange juice? I mean, I guess that's technically still the same thing, but whatever. Not the point. It's orange and grape juice. Oh. I didn't know it had grape juice in it. Mimosas are orange juice and wine. Oh. Okay. I mean, grape juice is a little different than wine, by which I mean entirely different. Usually a little less acidic. But I've had orange juice, I've had grape juice, I've not had wine. Which is probably a good thing. That presents temptation, which I don't need to deal with. But also my liver would be upset. Only accepting the orders due to their common goals and bounties, she uses little respect for authority and dislikes being told what to do, only allowing such supervision from those she trusts, such as Adam Malkovich, named character, rejecting others such as Raven Beak, other new character, or even the Galactic Federation when their goals are no longer intersected with hers. I kind of want orange juice now. In her youth, Samus had an especially strong rebellious streak due to her turbulent emotional state. Can't imagine why that would be a thing. This earned her the attention of her colleagues, resulting in Ellen Malkovich developing the phrase, "Any objections, lady?" to acknowledge her at the end of briefings. I'll allow it. Despite her reputation for combat, Samus is also known for her compassion and has consistently stood up to secure the helpless and downtrodden. Also, just come to the realization that if this game were to release in 2026, they would scream something about trans erasure if they still put or referred to Samus by male pronouns in the instruction booklet that you'd have to download because they don't just, it's all digital. People just like other M, they shot her character really bad. Oof. Has there even been a Metroid game recently? Because I feel like I haven't heard about any of them in years. Prime 4. That one is his ass. Oh no. Ooh. Modern Nintendo L. They do that a bunch. Big company, they either release absolute bangers or just are pissing off their fan bases entirely. 6 out of 10, but the Prime series that is all home runs, it really stings. It's 15 years after Prime 3. It's almost like the people that worked on the last game weren't there for the most recent one and did not have the same touch. Because there's a decade and a half in between the two. Crazy. What was I thinking about like that? There was something like that. I was like, oh, right. That's like the idea I had with the realization with the sequel series for Star Wars. If they just stuck to having their own unique cast instead of trying to ship in, Han Solo, Leia, and Luke, I think it would have been a better received series, and it wouldn't have stumbled so much. But no. They did the typical modern thing of, oh, people really liked that. Let me do it again. It doesn't work or fit, and it's awkward because it's literally years later. Do it again. The Halo series, we need Master Chief. But we're also going to make the game be set later and try and they were trying to introduce a new generation of Spartans so that they could use them because you can say that in game it hasn't been that long, but each game takes 3-4 years to make. The voice actors are not getting any younger. And they don't want to use someone new, even though they could use someone new and then they'd just be the one game of them being ooh, well that's different, and then people just ignore it if it was a good performance. The issue with them in Prime 4 is that they both tried to domesticate Samus and tie her to a post instead of letting her be this lone wolf sort of rebel bounty hunter beast. It's they know how to write Samus and all the other characters around here, but if they smack a human into the game, it's just... Ooh. Trying to make too relatable. Or PG. Politically correct? PC? PC. Yeah. People are varied. That's the entire thing that I like about it. That's the entire reason why I want to do this sort of thing. Is because it's cool to look at what makes a good character. This is relevant because I want to start doing stuff with that. But, might as well see to what worked. And why it worked. It seems that she has to have a relationship with that human. Ooh. Yeah, if you're gonna write a character in a way to make it so that you can easily insert yourself into that character as far as the player, maybe don't force a romance. Like, I'm just saying. Look at what Halo did with Chief and Cortana. That was fine, because it wasn't explicit. They cared about each other a lot, but there wasn't like anything overtly romantic. Also, she's an AI, so like that was the other degree of separation. But still, the point is, that's how you write it. Not shoehorn in romance into shooty McAction game. Or whatever the heck Metroid's gameplay is. I don't actually know. Wasn't it a side-scroller at first? And has to listen to them? Ooh. Not even like a romance. Oh. It's like in general. Samus having a relationship is so bad for a character and they figured that out ages ago. I wouldn't say objectively bad in theory, but it does seem like her character traits kind of make it tricky to pull off. And also there's the whole like self-insert thing, so it's kind of just awkward to force people into a relationship, but yeah. It's a Metrovania, so side-scroller, dungeon crawler, backtracker. It is as I thought. Yeah, not really my type of game, obviously, but valid nonetheless. I should probably move on to the reading of the next paragraph, because otherwise we're going to be here forever, which I'm sure you wouldn't mind. What's my phone battery on? 57%. Oh boy. Wow. Okay. Metroid invented the Metroidvania. Oh my god, no way! And then they went on to use it for Castlevania? That's crazy. Yeah, hence Metroidvania. It's Metroid and Castlevania. It makes sense. The more you realize that people's naming conventions do not get better and are always simplistic, the more you understand things. Despite her reputation for combat, Samus is also known for her compassion and has consistently stood up to secure the helpless and downtrodden. I don't think that sentence works, but alright. 3 notable instances of this were when she volunteered to single-handedly save the Luminoth race from the brink of extinction, when she helped innocent Etikuns and a Dechora escape a self-destructing Zebes. And when she swore to quiet Orb to put an end to Ravenbeak's evil ambitions. Wow, the guy named Ravenbeak is evil? That's bold. That's really bold. Damn. I'm proud of you. Nice job. In Metroid 2, Samus bonded with a baby Metroid born in front of her eyes and chose to spare it, possibly calling her 3-year-old self during the massacre of K2 or Lima. Potentially Lima. She entrusted it to Ceres Space Colony, expressing faith that the specimen might be used for good. When Samus witnessed the Metroid sacrifice enough to save her from Mother Brain, she was heartbroken for some time. Valid. Mind you moving on, just love the series. I can see why. I always like Samus as a character. I think that's who I defaulted to for whenever I did end up playing Smash Bros. For obvious reasons of being female. Which is to say, I didn't, because I thought she was male at first. Because, like, usually a suit like that, and you see the shoulders, right? Like, that just... It's not a typically female aesthetic. But it's cool. You expect depth from... Is that supposed to be sarcasm? You expect depth from Nintendo? Huh? Or is it just like, actually, you expect depth from Nintendo? I haven't played a lot of Nintendo games. Skip Spyro. Spyro's Nintendo, right? I think. It might not have been. The best in the series comes from the silent world building. CBA when it comes to the dialogue. Spyro's not Nintendo. Noted! My silly little dragon is not Nintendo. Also, dragon character when Deadlock. And fox character. I'm not letting this go. I want my dragon or fox character. Gib. Want. Very want. It's PlayStation? Oh, right, it's Sony. I forget that they actually used to do their own games. Paige throws dragons? She throws dragons. That's not a dragon character. And no, not quite as anthropomorphic as the Lash mod, okay? I don't need that. Although an Argonian in Deadlock would be pretty funny. They used to make things, yeah. And now they just hamstring their potentially... Oh, what's the term? Something ship product? Like, their best potential product. In Helldivers 2, by retroactively making it not accessible in places after people had already bought it in those places. I'm reading it again. I'm all over again. Oh no. Oh no. Speaking. Witnessing her parents' deaths at the hand of space pirates left Samus with post-traumatic stress disorder. That's reasonable, which manifested a severe panic attack on her first encounter with Ridley in adolescence. She appears to have since learned to handle this trauma and rarely hesitated to do battle with her nemesis since. Upon learning that Ridley had survived their first battle on Zabas, Samus expressed only silent anger and wasted no time rushing to her gunship to chase him to the planet Talon 4. Damn, they named the entire planet after a lead character? That's crazy. Depressed and needs a big, strong man boss to lead her throughout the entire game and teach you techniques you've used in other games. Use your fire suit to block fire attacks. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Ooh. Metroid Fusion's Japanese-only endings gave various brief insights into Samus's early life. She didn't think about becoming a ball to get into tight small spaces until your boss reminded her. Oh no. Oh no. That's awkward. Brian. Not the misogyny. Oh. Damn. That's awkward. That's awkward. Anyway. Brian Walker said that he and his Oh, that's... I don't care about... Whatever. Inspired by Boba Fett from Star Wars, but with a sense of humor. What do you mean? Boba Fett has a sense of humor. What do you mean? What? It was for 5 minutes, base. That was forever ago. It was literally forever ago. Don't even. It was 4:25. It is 4:44. Also, it should totally tell the person how long they're timed out for it, because it's, yeah. That does... Actually, does Twitch say? I imagine Twitch probably does. Maybe. It doesn't... Oh, that's great. Back for 2 sentences. And immediately #1 chatter again. Oh, Twitch does? Damn. Ah, that's really dumb, but okay. Can't do a lot about that. But that's cool. Yoshi Sakamoto said in an interview that with each Metroid game, he gained a deeper understanding for who Samus is and what she's thinking in each of her missions. According to Yosuke Hayashi, Samus is like a daughter to Sakamoto. He was okay, he was timed out. It's different. I'm goated like that? Almost got hit by a car? Maybe don't do that. Yeah. Don't text while driving. Don't call while driving. Just drive while driving. Don't even drink water. That's actually probably fine. But you know, in safe moments. Don't drive distracted. That's my PSA for today. That's all you got. During the events of Metroid Other M, Samus was in an especially vulnerable state following the death of Metroid Hatchling, the destruction of her childhood home, Zabies, and an unexpected reunion with her former CEO, Adam Malkovich. Due to this, the game is rife with inner monologues by Samus to share her angst with the player. Desperate to prove she has overcome her old habits of being rebellious and insecure. Oh, cringe. Willingly placed herself back under Adam's command on the bottle ship in an attempt to regain his trust. Imagine if the Metal Gear series just went suddenly straight-laced. Just straight-laced. None of the silly, weird jokes. Just imagine. Just imagine. Or but it was 100% their fault. Don't do that either. Glad you didn't, though. Killed Ridley several times before this has a panic attack and needs her big, strong man to calm her down. This isn't down enough. Yeah. There's a lot of people who really shouldn't be driving that still get to drive. I personally don't like driving, but I can at least do it. I can do it well, too. Most of the time. Anxiety makes things difficult, but anyway. I tend not to. But I do drive well. I don't even zone out. I know it's a high bar, but I manage. When facing Clone Ridley, realized she was not over her insecurities at all, causing her to enter a state of shock. Likely a relapsed PTSD attack. Afterwards, she briefly relapsed into rebelling against Adam, even believing MB's lie that he endorsed the bottle ship's Metroid program. And upon gaining full confirmation of Adam's trust outside Sector 0, she completely regained her composure. Metroid Other M's unique description Samus garnered significant criticism for being perceived as inconsistent with her more independent personality in the Metroid games, as well as questionable implications of her submissive behavior towards Adam throughout the game. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just a little. I mean, it's only heavily misogynistic in nature. I'm guessing that there are like questions of, did like the project lead change? Were you made to do that? Was the gun to your head? His name breaks. Is it quarter deep in a roundabout? Ooh. Other in the story is dog shit. I'm getting that. Yeah, that's like... Look. Some people mellow out with age after being rebellious. They don't completely shift their personality instantaneously and then relapse, quote unquote, and then go back to being that. That's so bad. Ooh. That's like final Star Wars sequel level of writing. That's on the same level as They Fly Now, or look, Palpatine's got all of these ships hidden under a planet's surface. Or riding horses across a Star Destroyer. On the top of a Star Destroyer. I think I would have been less mad if it was inside the Star Destroyer, because I'd been like, okay, that's really dumb, because hallways. And I get they're large, but they're not that large. But across... how do they get the horses on top of the Star Destroyer? I've never seen the movie, I'm never watching that movie. But I'm going on a tangent. Or that horribly, horribly choreographed, obviously just like horrifically done throne room duel or battle with Rey fighting with Rage Baby, Kylo Ren. Yeah. That one hurt to watch. That was just like, I think that probably is what killed the movie for me, besides the whole Princess Leia scene. Yeah, that was pretty bad too. She killed them all with no issue. The clone? Oh, Adam? Blink, blink, blink. Oh, I'm traumatized. Yeah. Yeah. Woman in distress. Just, yeah, it's not great writing. It's not great writing. New Star Wars no drink watch along. Oh. I don't drink, nor do I think that I really can drink or should drink. Could be fun. It is. The thing with watch-alongs is they're tricky though, because you can't show the movie on stream. So I'd need like some way to keep track of the runtime, and I don't actually. I know there's probably a way to do that. You'd have like a timer or something, and then you could like stop it and start it if you're we'll have it like stop and start when you pause, or something. But yeah, I definitely want to be careful with that because I'm not going to attempt the mouse, who got copyright law rewritten specifically to keep ownership of the mouse for longer. Yeah, but if it's in full screen, then that doesn't stay up, and on a lot of applications it disappears. Also, what the hell would I watch it in? I'd have to rent it. I don't have a digital copy of the Star Wars series. Actually, don't we have like the original VSH tape somewhere? That might be my grandparents. I think. Yeah. Let's figure something out, I guess. I don't know. That probably wouldn't be anytime soon, knowing how long it takes me to plan things. But mayhaps. Perchance even. It'd be fun. Oh my god, you're so right. Pirates of the Caribbean. Great series for the first two. Third one was okay. Also, that wasn't me sneezing, that was my mom. So, I'm just saying. Yes, I do not live alone. I take care of 3 jobs, as arguably 3 dogs. There we go. It's arguably my job. They make me work for it. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy, do they make me work for it. But love him. Mostly. Most of the time. Not everything's about me. What? This entire channel is technically literally about me, and so that's not true in this context. Just saying. Just saying. Speaking of just saying, random ad. You should play Arena Breakout Infinite because it's free and fun. And I'm addicted. As much as I get addicted to anything which means I play it for a while until I don't play it for a bit and then I go back to it because that's the way Arena works. Cool stuff. Anyway. Samus's precise age has never been revealed, within the Japanese Metroid Prime site even stating that her age is unknown. Samus was 3 years old during the K2 El Lima attack and 14 years old when she leaves Zebes to join the Galactic Federation Police. Oh hey, child soldier. Classic. Metroid Volume 2, leading into her Zero mission, are set as unspecified a few years later, and therefore take place during her late teens or early 20s. However, Metroid Other M concept art states she is 4 to 6 years old around the time of the K2L attack and approximately 15 to 17 during her Federation military period. It's not much better. It's better, kind of, technically, but it's not much better. While non-canonical, the Nintendo comic system and the coming of a hero. I blame the internet for me reading that wrong. Refers to Samus as the youngest police officer to become a Star Tracker. The Nintendo comic system adaptation of Captain N, the Game Master. What? That's it. That's a title and a half. Features the teenage Kelvin Keene as Samus's love interest. This could indicate that Samus may have been intended to be in her late teens or early 20s in original Metroid, which would roughly line up with the timeline presented in the Magazine Z manga. If she's genetically modified by the Chozo, that's why she's so tall and physically able. You could just say hot, but like, yeah, that's fair. Interview with official guidebook for Metroid, Super Metroid. How? When do the games even take place anyway? Because they haven't said that. She was a child during that. Well, it's after her Federation military period. And she becomes a bounty hunter, which I think is when the first game. True. You could say beautiful, but that's still gonna get looks, because there are weird people out there who take that weird ways. But yeah. I wonder if that's why they waited so long to use Ciri in The Witcher. Probably. They probably knew. They knew there would be weirdos. Unlike Valve, who didn't think when they made Apollo and Graves, or just didn't care. One of the two. Or Riot with Briar. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, I think during the games she's... Yeah, okay. So probably define after that point. But we'll just play it on the safe side. Very pretty. Moderately envious. Very envious. Anyway. Late teens or early 20s in the original Metroid, which was roughly not that. And asked for a secret that only he knew about the character. And that Samus is said to be in her late 20s. Inspiration from Alien series. You mentioned that. It is plausibly assumed that Samus was inspired by Sigourney Weaver's character Eleanor Ripley in the Alien series. In fact, Samus' physical appearance in the comics was a combination of Ripley and Leia Organa from the Star Wars films. Are we really at the point where we need to say Leia Organa is from Star Wars? It can't be that old, surely. Surely they're not considered that old, right? That's not... That's not a thing, right? Why in the actual hell are you putting the translation thing next to a question mark? Google, are you drunk? Looking up her height? Oh, is Star Wars really that old that you need to say Leia Organa's from the Star Wars films? Like are we really at that point? 6'3", 198 pounds, so basically mommy is what they'd say. Like, it's not quite Lady Dimitrescu. That's pretty tall. Yes, they're ancient. Okay. You haven't seen the Star Wars films? You better say yes. I'm gonna be incredibly disappointed in you and Baze if you don't say yes. Just saying. Good. Because I know you said you watched the latest one in theaters with Baze, but I couldn't remember if you said you watched the earlier ones. They're older, yeah. No. They aged like a fine wine. Silence, heathen. Yeah. Not that I'm salty or everything. I'm obviously ageless, being a foxbeard and all that, so like it's not a problem, but you know. Some people get offended. Just a little bit. All 3 sequels of Baze and a prequel or 2 of them. So you missed the best one. If you watched Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, you literally missed the best one. I'm biased, but it's still the best one. Two with him and one. Okay, but you did watch them, which is the important part. Because if you hadn't watched them, I'd have to accelerate the Star Wars watch along. But now I can actually do this in a sensible time manner and like plan it and put it out ahead of time. Maybe acquire a larger audience who would actually watch it with as well. But they'd have to join the Discord because, well, actually, no, I could record it too. I've noticed the HoloLive girls put like watch-alongs as like member streams. I don't know if there's a specific reason for that. Maybe YouTube's more lenient with those. But I guess it might be because like it gets copyrighted so they can't monetize it. So they make it separate for members. People already give money. That makes sense, actually. Scratch your brain from the memory fragments. You're just supposed to be a more intimate stream. You were one of them. You were one. Would they share a piece of media like as membership? Okay. But that's the outward reason. But the corporate reason might also be true. These are not mutually exclusive, by the way. I am not at all cynical. I am merely being underneath the underneath. No, I never watched the anime, but I do know that. I've read a lot of fan fiction because it's free. Some of it's cringe. You don't stream the audio or anything? remember seeing that much. But yeah, you definitely can't stream the audio, and it would be, it's for obvious reasons. I'm distracted. Samus' relationship with the infant Metroid is compared to Ripley's relationship with the surviving LV-426 colonist named Rebecca Newt Jordan. Like the baby, Newt dies in the sequel Alien, and Samus, Ripley gives Reese her dad. Unlike Ripley, Samus is never shown to be traumatized by the Metroids she faces on her various missions, but their psychological scars instead caused by her childhood encounter with Ripley. It's just a couple of girls or solo with a timestamp. I'm gonna need to figure out the timestamp thing because I've never tried it before. But yeah. I should play through games that I liked. That's what I should do. That'd be a fun thing to do sometimes. Because I've got the 2010... I think I have the 2010 Alien game. Yeah, I have Alien vs. Predator. I only ever played the Yucha Predators and the Alien, the Xenomorph campaign, but I do have them. I do have it. Maybe replay through the old Call of Duty at some point. Would be probably expensive though, so probably not. I have the 2010 Medal of Honor. We don't need to get into the second one. It's fine. You only need to know the first one, so it's okay. We'll just stick with that. But yeah. And this goes into non-canon, so I don't know that I care. Non-canonical information is here. Oh, well, that's fine. Samus Aran is slender, light-skinned, with a muscular physique under the armor. Your type. She's your type all time. There are superhuman abilities. Well, yeah, it's still 2D app, so no, that checks out. Superhuman abilities may be accountable to her muscle bone density, giving her hypergenetics and augmentations. Her hair color is blonde, not her, whatever. Hair color is blue with a green tinge. Very 90s. She appears to be Caucasian. Samus typically wears her blonde hair in a modified ponytail with a red hairband and a lock on either side, is what that should say. The exact hairstyle, however, can vary from game to game. Notice trying Samus type now, she's not your type at all, but like 2D apps, that's like your entire thing. Bricky's gamer recepts is probably your favorite, isn't it? Sweet six-pack. Seems right up your alley. Probably not. What? What? Why not? Not that I have any strong feelings of it. I've literally never had game recepts. That would be an interesting sell as a purchase. I don't really know. I like Samir for so many other reasons. So it's not just the 2D apps? Because like my answer would have been based. But, you know. Provides a lot of protection for our head. The only changes to the helmet during the mission come when she picks up the X-ray scope. The X-ray beam emanates from the visor. When something threatens the Galactic Federation, they call on Samus Aran. She is the most accomplished bounty hunter anywhere. Even though she weeds out dangerous and evil characters from the galaxy for a living, she also truly cares about the safety of all law-abiding life forms. What kind? And by many, I mean accent plus big hair. Classic. Basin one with abs? I don't think it's ever come up, Basin, but happy for you, I guess. I can't tease you about something that I don't know, number one chatter. Actually, I think you've said before that your type is also women when Alto said that, so I kind of, I guess, assumed. But you're also quiet, which means I'm not going to acknowledge you because, like, I don't know that you're there and it's awkward if you're not, and then I say something and then we're sitting here awkwardly quietly for, like, I don't know, however long. Oh. When the other life forms have counted on her to save their hides. The mission to Zebes is bound to be her most difficult mission yet. Having had no preparation time, she is hoping to find some helpful items on the planet. She's rather forego collecting bounty and see no harm come to it. She'd rather forego collecting the bounty. That's spelled incorrectly. Oh look, height and weight. You would rather forego collecting the bounty. That's so weirdly phrased. Basically, she'd rather not get the bounty if it meant that an innocent person got hurt. Well, she has a kind side, she's ruthless in battle. The parasuit hides a strong, muscular woman. Samus is nearly 6 feet, 3 inches tall. Nearly. We're rounding that, whatever. And weighs nearly 200 pounds. That one's fair. You have every missile, super missile, power bomb, beam, suit, boot, and miscellaneous item. You could consider her fully powered up. So they don't have to collect all these items to confront, defeat Mother Brain, but they sure help. So old. Such old writing. You're here, just golfing. I haven't been golfing in a long time, and I don't really feel the desire to change that. I don't remember where my clubs are either. She should be taller? She probably should be, yeah. I'd say like 6'5". Was just the random number my brain pulls up. I don't know how that changes with like weight distribution, because it's not my... I didn't go to school for that. It's not what I cared about. I think I took more music classes than anything. So, you know. Samus's parasuit has been enhanced. Number of attachments and improvements that can be added to the parasuit has increased. Parasuit is truly a marvel of engineering. No self-respecting brand owner should be without one. I was unaware we were doing an advertisement, but okay. It's apparent that her motions are much more fluid than they were before this. They upgraded the frame rate. Okay, whatever. Samus gun isn't very powerful. There's room for improvement. The improvement will come when Samus locates power-ups like the Spazer and Charge Beam. Okay. It'd be hotter if she was taller. Alright, Lady Dimitrescu Glover. Like, based. But I know what you are. Always. On the 6 feet taller, but I guess in the 90s, 6'3" was tall a hip for a woman. 6'3" was like, in the 90s and the 80s, that is unheard of. That is like gargantuanly tall. That is humongous. That is very much a bold step. But she should be taller. She should definitely be taller. She appears in Metroid Samus Returns. Witty. Also, it's hard to go wrong with like a skin-tight suit, although I don't know if I could do that. It's a lot. Like, skin-tight clothing feels nice, but it feels very revealing. You like height differences? Translations are gonna drive me insane. Anyway. Based. Where was I? Samus's appearance varies widely in early games. In early Metroid, her hair was colored brown, although it turned green once the player acquired the Various suit. That's something that would just pop up. In Metroid 2, Return of Samus, as opposed to Samus Returns, apparently. It's played on Super, Game Boy Player, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, or Game Boy SP. My god, her hair was miscolored to red. I like red better. Red's nice. Want to be shorter or taller? This is a height we're fighting. Some people are into that. I have to clarify, non-domestic abuse wise, don't be a dick. Anyway. Should be obvious, but you know, we'll get now. Although non-canon comic, some concept art colored her hair purple. Zib's invasion order colored her hair is largely black. Metroid Fusion, Child Endings, and a lot of other stuff, she was a natural blonde, although other M did imply she may have dyed her hair after leaving the Federation during development. Why would you ever dye your hair blonde? Also, I don't think I've ever seen anyone get their hair that blonde with a dye. So I highly doubt that that would work, but it's the future, so who knows? Maybe it's futuristic dye. Another Metroid hairstyle is depicted as wavy and reaching just beyond her shoulder blades. There's. While in Metroid 2 and Super Metroid is depicted as straight, with a part on the left side of her forehead and bangs. That would be that side, though. Formerly reaching her neck and then later reaching her shoulders. I'm not pointing out her shoulders, you should figure that out. Vision, she had 2 bangs, one of which was partially covers her left eye slightly. And it's depicted as long enough to reach down her back. Like there-ish. Fusion's Samus hairstyle, signature hairstyle debuted in Metroid Zero Mission. Has been present, I guess. Well, it's not that one. Every Metroid game released since. The only exception is Metroid Prime Hunters, which, though it retains Samus's ponytail, lacks the 2 locks of hair on each side of her head. There? I think? Yeah. Previously, Samus was depicted with a ponytail in Metroid Prime, briefly at the end of Metroid 2 and Super Metroid. Yes, you can dye it that blonde. Huh. Never seen it. It just means maybe they did a good job. Actually, I've never seen blonde hair that color in general. Come to think of it. Which is funny, having grown up in Southern California. Lived there for a long time. Yeah. You would have expected that there'd be more of that. It was one person. It was more dirty blonde though than that. It wasn't quite as clear colored. Which I guess is more of the California typical look. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Stop that. No. Bad PC. Don't like that noise. Before the credits, Samus is briefly depicted with her hair down. The first instance of this in 3D. With her hair down, she has locks of hair hanging over her shoulders. Randomly steps in. The lock of her right shoulder is no longer there. Classic. She then ties it back into ponytail, mirroring the scenes in Metroid 2 and Super Metroid where she unties the ponytail. Development screenshot pictured her young appearance with black hair, which given the intended focus on Japanese audience, as well as Samus's rebellious past being focused on, may have intended to imply that Samus dyed her hair blonde as an act of rebellion. As the act is considered such in Japan due to its associations with Western American culture. That's not a natural hair color for most Japanese people, believe it or not. I know, crazy. Samus's face structure has varied across the Metroid franchise. Many a time gave her a wider face and larger eyes than later incarnations. In particular, her appearance for Super Metroid was stated to be based on the American actress Kim Basinger? I don't know. As stated above, Super Metroid Comics' appearance was a combination of Leia Organa, Ellen Ripley, and therefore the actresses Carrie Fisher and Sigourney Weaver. Other end gave her the beating mark. Well, she doesn't have one here, so yeah. In Prime, Samus Aran was square, her eyes deeper set, and her lips more defined, giving her a Caucasian appearance. Her face can see in the gameplay when certain flashes of light, such as explosions, super missiles being fired, or enemy projectiles in close impact close to Samus. Samus's face was modeled separately and implemented with a diffused texture. The idea to add her face may have come from Chris Volman. This was popular enough with the Retro Studios team that they sought to make Samus appear more often in the sequels, such as in Corruption, where it is visible with the scan visor is active. Unused animations of Samus making various facial expressions exist in Prime. These can be viewed on something I'm not going to bother looking at. Players who witnessed the face effect when playing a demo of Prime at E3 2002, wow, reacted very positively to it. Metroid Prime Remastered changes Samus's face from the original game, causing it to more closely resemble later depictions. Unsurprising. Zero Mission gave her higher cheekbones, thinner face than previous installments. They have a lot of random information on this character, I'm not gonna lie. Template has been the basis for every game since. Echo's incarnation is possibly her most panned appearance? What does that mean? Flushed out in these games so people get attached? True. I mean, they get attached anyway. People don't need a lot to get attached to, but yeah, it definitely makes it easier. The more you know about someone, the more likable they become, or the more dislikable they become. That's goes both ways. Prime gave Samus a face that appeared to be a blend of Zero Mission's and Prime's depiction. Samus retained the deep-set eyes, traditional ponytail, and fuller face from Prime, but also had Zero Mission's higher cheekbones. Corruption is closer to that of Zero Mission, with thinner, more stylish face. Samus's return. Oh hey look, other M. I don't see a beating mark. Slightly renderized in Zeba's Invasion order. Was rendered with a similar design to various Japanese anime such as Speed Racer. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer. Based on Cindy Crawford. Open mouth and all. With a whole hour spent on Stuart Little. That's not true. That's not true. Okay. It was like 35 to 40 minutes spent on Stuart Little. Don't at me. Okay, it is what it is. Anyway, oh look, Sakamoto again. Appears as the largest change she's ever had to her appearance in Zero Mission. What a surprise! She's the first time with short hair and green eyes, with subtle facial features reminiscent of Asian descent, while her adult appearance still gives her a ponytail. The two locks on either side have been heavily reduced in size. The bangs have been altered and the ponytail has moved to the nape of the neck. She also has the beating mark Sakamoto alluded to in the Super Metroid developer interview under the left side of her lip. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's very, very hard to see. When mole was marked in the concept art for Metroid Prime but was not added to the model, not even in a remastered, the mole is retained in Samus Returns concept art. her Metroid Dread model, and her unmasked appearance in Metroid 4, or Prime 4 Beyond. I have a mole in Metroid Prime back in 2000, but it was never an in-game model. Then they gave it to her in other Metroid M. There's someone who hates her. Well, there's always someone who hates something. Haters gonna hate. It is what it is. Even though it was subjectively hot. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder baseline. I mean, oh my god, what do you mean there's more? Well, that training she did, the Chozo made her a super athlete. I don't think a normal human could keep up. Just look at her. Mei Ling from Metal Gear Solid, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. If someone in Super Smash Bros. That isn't Snake? I didn't even think they had Snake. What? It's literally a beauty mark. Some people don't like that. I'm just saying. Could you vilify that person for having it and say they're ugly? No, but you cannot like it. That's allowed. Yeah, but I'm not going to dweeb out on this. Unless you... What do you... The only thing... Wow. Southern Heritage revealed. I don't have any. The only I'm gonna stop is bad bits that would definitely break YouTube TOS. Or the release that I don't like. Southern Casey Rosa? New variant? Yeah, I mean, it could be, really, but it's not something I'm gonna do all the time. Because I still need to work on that baseline version of being okay with my voice before doing that. Accents change things. Accents are easy though. I say. Doing only one accent. The Irish is a little easier. No, I need to work on that too. I need to work on that a lot. That feels completely different. Oh no. Wow, that was violent. Guys, I don't know if I can do this. This is so much. That's 2 hours of footage to go through. I have to download it if I want to make a video out of it. I'm feeling less committed by the moment. I'm gonna go use the bathroom now. Maybe. The Metal Gear series calling in voice crimes is a running theme and a gag people rip off. We call Mei Ling in Metal Gear 1, so in Brawl Snake's first appearance in Smash, his taunt calls her. Of course. Comments on the other character on stage, giving your general trivia the like. I see. Interesting. Cute. Funny. Interesting. Fusion of Chozo DNA that are revealed to be a combination of both Thoa and Makan DNA, as well as her warrior training since childhood, has transformed her into a superhuman athlete. She also possesses a lithe figure that allows her to crawl through tunnels and gaps that normally require the usage of the morph ball. Anyway. As a result, Samus is capable of running at speeds and jumping at heights far past normal human ability, as well as surviving falls that would otherwise kill an ordinary human. Samus is also more adapted for alien environments that normal humans cannot survive in, such as the majority of Zebes or Alicia. Samus is shown to possess incredible physical strength. In addition to her natural abilities, her power suit boosts her capabilities to an even greater height. Oh my god. I don't think we're getting all of this. Because there's still equipment. The Federation Force, they don't care about that. That's not Samus behind the scenes. Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay, no, it's not that bad. 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 Whew, we're almost there. Yeah. Samus has shown incredible strength. As such, she performs feats such as lifting and tossing creatures much larger than herself, such as Galmanians? Close enough. Perhaps most noteworthy is the Vorash, which she can throw with enough force to kill. At the age of 14, she's capable of destroying a work robot by punching it, which are notably immune to even her super missiles. Okay. Samus has also been able to ward off giant monster attacks such as Kraid swinging his claws at her, and was able to pry apart and hold his jaws open. Okay. Okay. Samus also demonstrates good sharpshooting and marksmanship skills. Sharpshooter? The item from Deathlock? What about it? And as an expert with many types of weapons, from using basic beams to missiles to explosives to sniper weapons. Sniper is technically the person trained to use the weapon, not the weapon, just saying. And more, she's tremendously deadly in combat. Why not just put extremely lethal? She is able to keep up aim with fast-moving targets like Ceres, or target precise weak points on foes she can't directly eliminate with firepower alone. She also exhibits prodigious puzzle-solving and hacking skills, if you don't suck at the game. All of these are, of course, augmented further by her power suit, which offers her tools such as lock-on aim or the scan visor. While Samus prefers her arm cannon to deal with most threats, she also demonstrates some proficiency in hand-to-hand combat, using her considerable strength and athleticism to great advantage. An effective grappler. I read that wrong. She will wrestle large beasts. Beasts. It says beasts, okay? What else would it say? In the submission, but for executing them with a point-blank shot. She's been known to hold her own against a very large group of Chairman Katon's guards who mistook her for an assassin by grappling with, disarming, and non-lethally incapacitating multiple of their group before she dealt with the actual threat. Brett. It's a normal body part. You can talk about them. It's fine. If Crony can say boobs, I'm pretty sure you can say you can say breasts. It's that easy. I don't know. Show them? No, you can't show them. Clothes, you can, but not otherwise. Other examples of her skills include effectively parrying to disarm ex-parasite Chozo soldiers attacking her with spears, when deflecting Ravenbeak's lunging strikes, often counterattacking with martial arts of her own, or using the open shoot, because, you know. She has disabled near indestructible foes such as the Ami-bot robots by breaking out of their grasp and landing precisely placed precision strikes. While Samus seems to favor acting defensively, she is just as effective at fighting offensively, usually favoring her swinging weapon arm as a blunt weapon. Swinging her weapon arm as a blunt weapon. Or utilizing a series of kicks. Yeah. It's stuck in my head now. Her training began at the age of 3. Oh. And continued up until she was 14 years old. The extent of Samus's training after she joined the Federation Police is currently unknown, but it is clear that the Federation has made one major augmentation to her abilities, her infusion with Metroid DNA. The infusion was done in a last-ditch attempt to save her life after she was infected with the X-parasites. Thus, it is not completely known at the time what the side effects would be. As a result of the infusion, Samus had gained immunity to X-parasites, as well as the ability to absorb them for energy. However, he also inherited the Metroid's crippling weakness to cold. This disability was toned down after downloading the various suit upgrade, and later negated altogether after she absorbed the essence of the SAX. SATs. She absorbed Sax essence. Sac essence. Sax? The essence of Sax. That can't have been an accident. It can't have been. I refuse to believe that was an accident. However, Samus did not inherit the Metroid's ability to float or absorb bioenergy from life forms beyond the X-parasites. This was later changed on ZDR when the Metroid DNA in her body began to fully awaken, allowing her to absorb bioenergy. However, it also results in a rapid transformation that turns Samus into a unique form of Metroid human Chozo hybrid. She also ends up displaying the ability to absorb energy from machinery as a result of the aforementioned metamorphosis. This eventually had near disastrous consequences where she was unable to pilot her ship, then a ZDR without draining its energy until she reabsorbed the X-parasite of Quiet Robe, Athoa Chozo, restabilizing her DNA. A large part of the reason behind the sudden changes on ZDR was because of her encounter with Machkin leader Ravenbeak. His Metroids were programmed to react violently to Machkin, although Ravenbeak implied that she would have overcome the changes immediately after the vaccine Metroid procedure earlier had she not possessed Athoa DNA beforehand. Don't care, don't care, don't care. Alright, I think look up to his powerful game icon in a video game realm with princesses aplenty. Let's go that again. Samus stands out as an atypical Nintendo gal holding the title for one of gaming's strongest symbols of courage, power, and heroism. Preach! Which makes sense because maybe not because she's literally Princess Leia, but she wasn't like prissy, so like still kind of. But Ellen Ripley is a role model, yeah, that kind of checks out. Oof. Oof. Oh boy. That was a lot of talking. Two and a half hours of talking. She is a cool character though. I can see people like her a lot. Minus Metroid M. And I can see why they're pissed off by it. I don't know. The best characters have flaws. No one resonates with a perfect character because people aren't perfect. So it makes sense that the characters people like most are the characters like Samus, like Han Solo, like Luke, who aren't perfect, right? Most of them don't even like gain perfection over time. Like Luke matures, but he's not perfect. And then they butcher him in the prequel series, the sequel series, you know? So like that was great. I loved that. Fantastic. Great job, Disney. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not salty. I am just immeasurably disappointed. Mm-hmm. Yep. Even though my favorite character was technically the Droidekas, because they're cool. And then Obi-Wan. So Droidekas and then Obi-Wan is like an actual character. And I wanted to like Rey, and then they did with her what they did with her. And Madge. The first female Force user to get actual screen time and be a main character. Besides Odigalia getting killed. And who was the other one? I forget. Not Ahsoka. They did salvage it in Clone Wars. I'll give them that. But it was Odigalia and Shakti? Or did she die in a game? I think she died in a game. She died in the Force Unleashed series, I think. Plates Brothers. Second film. This scroll doesn't mean anything and the Jedi are terrible. Third film. The scroll is the most important thing ever and I love being a Jedi. Haha. Yeah. They just... What the hell, dude? Like, I feel bad for the actors. And you say actors? You'd have to say actresses as well. Like, I don't know. Technically, it should just be the one word of actor, but people like differentiating between things that don't need to be differentiated between. And also, it used to only be men that were actors, and so they felt the need to act actresses to differentiate between them. And it's just a mess entirely. But, yeah, so I feel bad for them. Because the first movie was... It was okay. It completely rehashed the plot of A New Hope, but, you know, it was okay. Besides how Han died. That was dumb. And then they retconned it in the second movie because they went in a completely different direction. And then they retconned that in the third movie while making fun of the second movie at parts of the third movie, which was just cringe throughout. And they fly now. They fly now. Yeah, so you think actors is group term? That's what I thought. I could ask my sister, because she literally went to school for it. I forget what the name of the school was. Academy Arts maybe or something? Yeah. Something in LA. I don't remember the name. Yeah, because Disney didn't plan anything? Yeah. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming quality. That will hopefully go away in a second. Right? Right? What do you mean open widget? As such, viewers will experience buffering. Stream status poor. That's not great. Please fix. Please fix. Not actors expect Star Wars to be liked and sell well. What do you mean they didn't expect Star Wars to be liked and sell well? What do you mean? You paid billions of dollars for the IP. Why would you not expect it to do well? It was that expensive because it did really well and people loved it, and it had been forever since the... It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Actors is plural, specifically for males. Of course it is. Cast. I feel bad for the cast of the movies who were forced to deal with the bullshit. Are we happy now? Okay. And I think we're back to excellent quality. Let's go. Love to see it. But yeah, so that was the thing. Like, say what you will about Jar Jar Binks. I did not like Jar Jar Binks. I don't like humiliation as humor. It is not my thing. Partially because I tend to, you know, somewhat experience what they feel as myself because I have lots of empathy. Just saying. But, you know, also just cringe. He's just cringe. Jar Jar Binks is just cringe. Although I do like the fan theory that he was actually the secret Sith Lord behind everything the entire time. And that's why he was there. I doubt that that was the reason, but it would have been really funny. Vtuber's back to life status? What? What, where? What are we humming? We need to recalibrate this whole up thing. Or just maintain proper posture. It's also a thing I could do. That looks so weird, by the way. Too much cat. Too much cat. But you don't want to see the other version. Actually, I might be able to. It's probably too late. I might try, though. Next model. Whenever that comes. The time from a streamer, you weren't ready? You never expected it? What do you mean? I literally said empathy earlier. This is why I like music so much, because I feel it quite strongly. The theme and whatnot of it, and especially lyrics and whatnot. So that's why. That's why I like music so much. You keep cutting up and you start saying that word. Silence, rat. I am not above an abuse of power. See, Base gets brownie points for not cutting it. This is not my bit. That was your bit. That was your bit that I have no empathy. No. You're calling me a callous and heartless fox. Okay? It is untrue, baseless accusation. If I was callous and heartless, I wouldn't mess with you as much because I wouldn't care. Come on now. Sometimes don't read your messages and say sorry to see a blank title there. Oh, tile. No, I've never said that. Tallying, it's the machine me. I'm a spirit fox, not a machine. I'm not a mecha fox. It's very different. Potentially hot, but very different. As long as you go the whole like furry route and it's like actually non-anthropomorphic fox, in which case, no, I'm good, thanks. Just to clarify that, because I know someone will misconstrue that. I know somebody will. No. This is as far as we go on that topic. Anyway, That's all I had to talk about. I was like, I'm hungry now. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. What about you? What are you doing for food? Y'all up to anything specific? I know Base is golfing, which, weirdly enough, is it just like the places I've been to, or does... Probably food. No shit, Sherlock. But anyway, is it like every golf course has fries? Is like a thing that you just get? Is that a thing? Wherever you're golfing, Base? Personally, I hate both of you right now, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. Ah, welcome back to number one chatter. Oh god. Oh, okay, well, you just showed up. Well, I was asking what if you guys were doing anything for food, like anything special you had planned or whatever. And Alto decided to throw out the dumb bit of probably food. Except he stole my phrasing of probably. Just saying. I mean, I'm obviously I would have an influence on you because I'm just such a model figure to look up to. I get it, but you know, still that. Stolen is a strong word. Appropriated. Happy? You appropriated it. Does that work for you? But I will send the hate base, my number one chatter. You're not gonna anything to the fox? I think we both know that's not true. I want French fries now. We do have French. Ooh, I could make chicken tenders technically and French fries. Do I have anything to make the barbecue sauce spicy? I don't know. Because usually I'd use like a Trader Joe's jalapeno hot sauce, but I don't think we have any more of that. And as much as I love Brick non plat, I'm not going to put that in with barbecue sauce. By the way, Brick non plat, which is the chilies you get at a Thai restaurant usually, is chilies in fish sauce. That's literally the name. I can't say I've tried fish sauce with barbecue sauce. I don't know that I want to, though. Wanted a burger, but you don't have any buns, and your mom freezes the meat instantly, so you need to defrost that, and also get buns and find the will to keep going. It's entirely too real of a sentence. Like, I don't know if I was ready for that. Like, any process that is longer than asterisks, if I didn't originally plan for it to have more than 3 steps, then my brain's suddenly like, God, that is just so much work. I'm like going 3 extra steps. It's so much work. I can't do that. I don't have the energy anymore. I'm not interested. It's really inconvenient. It's very inconvenient. Yeah. But I think I call it there. Because I'm gonna go get food. And also more water. This doesn't have I already took the tea bag out because I put sugar in. I forgot. I still have my tea to tide me over a little bit. The worst was when you had ground beef and dish for lunch yesterday, but you still wanted a burger. Oh no. It's not even patties, it's ground beef you have to make into patties. Okay. That makes so much sense. Dailies are a privilege for people who don't insult me. I could be convinced if you were to apologize for the harsh, uncouth words that you directed at me, the baseless accusations. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, sucks to suck. It is what it is. And water? I'm drinking tea. I'm gonna get more sparkling water because I'm trying to ration that. Sag. Being responsible is such a chore. Uh, fine though. I should eat. I really did already eat a meal today, technically. So, head of the curve. Well, does anyone else not feel like eating till like 3 hours after they wake up? Is it just a me thing? Because I generally don't, which is kind of awkward when like traveling. Maybe it's convenient when traveling. Because like there's no time to eat before the plane. But like consistently it'll be like 2.5, minimum 2 to 3 hours until after I've woken up that I'm like, okay, I feel like I can actually eat something now instead of not wanting to eat something. It could also that I'm not eating enough. And so therefore I'm just waking up extra hungry and then it needs to go away and then I want to eat food. Which wouldn't be the first time for that. But it's apparently a thing I did a lot when I was younger. Oh no! The girl with ADHD would get distracted and not eat. Damn. More at 11. You just eat a banana or a spoonful of peanut butter? I could get behind peanut butter and coffee. I could do that. Maybe with a banana. Maybe. I'd prefer fruit though. Fruit I could eat. No, fruit I could eat early. Anything else though? No. No, not a chance. But like some blackberries or blueberries or strawberries, probably not actually, probably raspberries though. I could do that. Raspberries, blackberries, blueberries. I'm technically allergic to melon. Of the cantaloupe and the like honeydew melon variety. I can have some. I can have a lot. So that's a thing. Actually having to make a meal in the morning? No. 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 No, thank you. I don't do that. This is why I like pasta. It's simple. It's easy. I might make pasta. No, I won't. I'm committed to the fry bit. Maybe I'll make pasta tonight. That could work. I am in fact stalling for a nice round 6 o'clock end time. Yeah. You have until I finish my tea. God, not everything's a bit. It's not a bit. It's autism. It's very different. You could just eat fries. My diet is already unbalanced enough. I don't need to not have protein. Okay? That's not happening. Earl Grey with a little bit of sugar. Mmm. It's nice. I like the peppery taste. I think that's what it is. I like the peppery taste. Calling it a fry bit? What do you mean? I didn't call it a fry bit. The words bit never left my mouth in terms of French fries. No. No, I did not. Not even remotely. Okay. If I did, then I guess you're gonna have to clip it. Otherwise, I'm not gonna leave you. Yeah. Oh no, not the clips. That's how horrible. Anyway, I finished my tea. And we reached 6 o'clock. Therefore, sayonara, nerds. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. And, I have no clue. But I'll catch you next time. Stay awesome. Later.